Welcome to the Fantasy Champions Fantasy Football Podcast. Here's your host, Morgan Colby and Rick Lemon.
What's going on, Fantasy Champs?
What's up?
Mock draft, baby.
Yes, sir.
The mock draft day. My name is Morgan Colby. I got Rick Lemon with me as always, by the way. This is the last mock draft that we're going to do until June 20th.
Ooh.
So 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
That's when we're recording it, right?
Yes, that's when.
So that might not come out until the end of June.
Yeah. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on, and we'll start jumping into a lot of different stuff because the mock drafts really start flying in August. We only have one mock draft or two mock drafts for the entire month of July. So the ADP will really change from our first four mock drafts to those mock drafts. So it should be interesting 2 weeks from now to see what the ADP is. We already started to see some movement. Bihan, what did you say, is top 10 now?
He's now 10th overall.
So a lot of interesting stuff. Mock drafting, the best way to prepare for your real draft and get the best team possible. I think once we find out where our picks are for the home league, I think I do like 100 mock drafts with that pick to prepare myself mentally.
Which should be coming up very soon, right?
Which should be coming up very soon. But anyway, so yeah, today we're going to do a mock draft, a little bit different. We'll explain the details in a second. Before we do that, check out our website, fantasychips.com. You can follow us on all social media platforms. Just type our name in and you'll find us there. If you're listening on the podcast right now, doing your best to listen to a mock draft. I always get confused when I listen to mock drafts on podcasts.
Yeah, it can be a little confusing.
I'm like, what's happening here? But be sure to share the pod with your friends, and then leave a review. You know, that's good stuff right there. That's our payment. Your payment to us is just leaving a nice review. And then if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, like, and comment down below. Let us know who the winner is. And if you made it this far into the episode, comment Josh Allen leads the league in interceptions.
Yeah, it's Josh Allen, the Madden curse. He's throwing 20 picks.
20 picks. Yeah, there was
all to the Pats.
Do you remember that image I sent you the other day, or was it today? I can't remember. But they announced that Josh Allen's on the cover of Madden. He's
and the guy was like, he's gonna, or I don't know what the comment was exactly, but
pull it up so we don't botch it here. Okay.
Okay.
I cracked up laughing. I was like, what the crap is this? I can't even find it. Oh, the guy retweeted it and said, I heard the game crashes every time you get into the playoffs.
Ouch.
Yeah, burn. But anyway, so like I said, on this episode, we are going to do a mock draft. And interestingly enough, this is going to be a PPR. Redraft, obviously. Always a redraft mock. PPR, 12-team. I'm pick 7. Rick's pick 11. We randomized. We're going to randomize every time, I think. That'll be more fun. And the main key for this one, last one, I think we did 0 running back. This one, we are required to take a quarterback and a tight end before round 6. So we can't wait. Can't sit on our hands.
Right. We have, which is usually what we do. Sometimes I'll switch up. I'll take a quarterback early or a tight end early, but we have to take both a quarterback and a tight end. Do you want to say by round 6 or do you want to say round 7?
Round 6, fine with me. So there we go. There are the details of the mock draft. You ready to get it kicking?
Let's do it.
All right. There we go. Whoa, 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 whoa.
You got them sounds on?
I always left the sound effects on. All right, so mock draft gets started.
Kelsey goes 1-2. Oh my god!
Both of us couldn't even entertain the idea.
I thought you were going to consider it just to get it out of the way.
I was going to do it. I was going to.
Wow.
So Christian McCaffrey goes 1-1. Travis Kelce goes 1-2. Jefferson, Chase, Kupp go 1-2-3, or 3-4-5, I should say. Austin Eckler comes off the board at 1-6. So a lot of interesting decisions here. That is hilarious. I was literally going to pick Travis Kelce. It was in my plan in my brain. I was like, you know what? You're gonna force me to draft a tight end early. I'm gonna do it now.
Yep.
No,
and then it doesn't work.
All right, so there is some other options here. Jonathan Taylor, I find extremely risky. I forgot what my rankings were, and I'm gonna I think next week I'm gonna finalize my my actual official rankings, the full ones, without my projections, which is wonderful. But anyway, I want to see where I have Jonathan Taylor in the pack because I certainly don't have him top 3. I would actually probably put Bijan ahead of Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if you're with me on that.
I think I probably would too.
But I'm gonna go out on a limb here. This is a PPR draft, and I like some running backs a little bit later, so I'm gonna take Tyreek Hill here at 1-7.
I don't mind it. So yeah, after you took Tyreek Hill, Jonathan Taylor 1-8, CeeDee Lamb 1-9, Barkley 1-10. I planned on taking Diggs, but I got to take my guy Bijan at the 1-11. I think.
Diggs and Brown.
That's so sad.
You want Devontae Adams with Jimmy Garoppolo's broken ankle?
Yeah, I'm good on that. I'm also good on Derrick Henry. Who are the top 2 picks? Maybe I should have gone Diggs. Who knows? There are some guys here I still like. I like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I like Waddle and Garrett Wilson. I actually don't mind Chubb or Jacobs either.
Garrett.
But I'm going to take a quarterback to get out of the way. I'm taking Josh Allen.
Ooh, Josh Allen before.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is by far the easiest pick I've ever had to make in my entire life.
You got a lot of options, yeah.
So, I take Josh Jacobs here. I probably should explain things before I just do them, but I was excited. So I was considering taking Derrick Henry. I would
take Jacobs over Henry.
At 2-7. But you remember when we were right after the NFL season ended, we were projecting out what the draft might look like, and we had Josh Jacobs literally in the top 5.
Yes.
Well, I don't know if that's going to happen, and that is my feeling, and nothing has really changed from now and from then to now in terms of how I feel about Josh Jacobs. They're going to bury this guy straight into the turf until he gets hurt and they have to find a new guy. Yeah. So I'm going to take Josh Jacobs because I think it was ridiculous last year. I don't think he's going to produce as a top 3 running back this year. I think top 5 to 10 is probably where he'll end up. But in the second round, I'll take that
for sure
all day. I do like Derrick Henry at the spot at 2-7, but or 2-6 or 2-7. I think it's not a bad selection if you were to take him over Josh Jacobs, but Henry is just old and immovable.
Yeah.
So anyway, after my pick, Derrick Henry went right off the board, and then Amon-Ra, Tony Pollard at 2-9, Breece Hall at 2-10, and you have Jalen Waddle, Jalen Hurts, Garrett Wilson, DK Metcalf, Najee Harris, T. Higgins, Travis Etienne, and then Ramondre Stevenson. I heard a ugh after the run went. Who are you ughing about?
Well,
was it a guy falling that you can't say, or was it a guy that got
taken? He's not going to be. I think. Well, I'll tell you after you make your pick.
Whoa. Okay, Jahmyr Gibbs went up. All right, I'm happy with that. Pick 42.
Yeah, that's where he should be going.
All right, so there's a couple of areas I could go. I saw Devonta Smith's reception perception chart the other day, and my pants were instantly on the floor.
Yeah.
So I got a little excited there. And what is this? What is this pick here? 6 running backs in the 6 wide receivers in the first round, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this would be wide receiver 14. Do you like that for Devonta Smith?
Wide receiver 14?
Yeah.
It's not awful.
Olave's not a bad selection. I've liked him if I'm going wide receiver. I just got to see what my next pick is. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Devonta Smith here.
Not bad.
I probably should
Personally,
have taken Chris Olave.
I like Chris Olave a little bit more, but it's not a bad pick. Yeah, and I don't love the player, but I think falling to this spot, and I need a tight end, so I'll take Mark Andrews.
Oh, you're getting everyone out of the way.
I did, so now I'm good.
Now you can snipe all my guys.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting, though. Probably shouldn't have taken Josh Allen with Lamar here.
Yeah.
I probably could have waited on that, but I'm doing the strategy. I'm gonna take Gibbs. I'm gonna pair Behan with Gibbs, and I'm gonna roll my rookie. And Hawk is gone, so that's tough. But Lamar's still there, so if you wanted to go in that direction.
Unbelievable.
But yeah,
I was literally gonna take Gibbs. TJ Hawkinson.
After you took Smith, it went Olave, Joe Burrow, Debo. I went Mark Andrews, then Kenneth Walker, Joe Mixon. I went Gibbs, then Dalvin Cook, Aaron Jones, the Hawk right before your pick again, and now you're on the clock.
Unfriggin' believable.
But Lamar fell, dude. Look at. But there are there's two other quarterbacks right behind that you could probably wait on.
I'm trying to see what.
And one of them might fall to you.
What might happen to me if I wait? So some of my options here, Lamar obviously fell to me at 4-6. I feel like that happens every single time I draft. Lamar falls to me. I like Lamar Jackson. A lot of good things happened there. They finally got some receivers for him to throw to, I guess. And it probably should be my pick. At tight end, George Kittle is here. Kyle Pitts is here. You have Dallas Goedert, Darren Waller, Pat Freiermuth. So I have some options at the tight end position, but I think I might wait till the 6th round to solidify that. So my real question is, like, I want another running back. If I wait, I feel like I'm going to get screwed. And there's plenty of quarterbacks I like a little bit later. If I take a pick here, I'm locked in. I got to go quarterback, tight end, my next 2 picks to follow the strategy. So, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take the running back that I like now and play it smart.
Okay.
And that is going to be Miles Sanders.
There you go.
Dameon Pierce could have been an option, but I'm not heavily excited about Pierce. And I swear to God, if he falls to me at 5'7", I'm going to be okay. All right. No, I can't even do anything. Lamar Jackson, Keenan Allen, George Kittle, Justin Herbert, Amari Cooper,
Calvin. So you have to go quarterback or tight end.
Fields, Terry McLaurin, Chris Godwin, Kyle Pitts, and J.K. Dobbins. Yeah, no, that was the discussion. Thanks for reminding me.
You cannot take any of the top guys.
So I got to take T-Law. I mean, that's obvious.
That's totally fair.
Pierce, Watson, and Swift came off the board. Now it's your pick. You have 0 wide receivers, homie.
I do. So I definitely was going to go receiver here. I'm a little scared of this pick, but I do think he's probably the best receiver available. That's DJ Moore.
You bought the name.
And I'll match it after DJ Moore, Drake London, Dallas Goedert, and I'll go Jerry Jeudy.
Wow, lots of risk there.
There is, but lots of upside.
Connor, Mike Evans, and Michael Pittman came off the board after Rick's pick. You also had Drake London and Dallas Goedert at the turn. All right, so yeah, now I got to draft a tight end. Lots of different options here. This is a reach. This is a
okay.
Well, see, it's interesting though. Darren Waller. How are we feeling about Darren Waller in New York?
I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Wow, I can't talk.
There's going to be opportunity there.
For the sheer sake, you know what? I think I have to take Darren Waller. Like
I was going to say I would. I know you were thinking about Freiermuth,
yeah,
right?
I was thinking about them.
I would take Waller over Freiermuth.
If you're sitting in a draft, we've talked about draft strategies before. Maybe we should do a whole tips and tricks draft version.
Yeah.
But usually when I draft, you want to follow. When you're in the middle of the draft, it's a lot harder to do this. But when I'm mock drafting, I like to figure out who's around me and determine, especially like with Rick's pick, he's at pick 11. So team 12, he can look directly at and be like, okay, he drafted 2 wide receivers, with 1-2. That means 3-12 and 4-1 are most likely going to be running backs. He's not going to go another receiver, just based on strategy, unless you're team 1 over here with 5 straight receivers. But you typically like to look around your vicinity and figure out what those teams may or may not do with their selections, who they like, who they don't like. If you've been in the league for a while, you're at a draft party, you're going to kind of know where they might go. That's why I like drafting near Rick. We spend the entire offseason talking about fantasy football, so I know exactly who he likes.
Yeah.
We never seem to pick around each other. But for me, one of the things that I specifically do is I have my rankings, and when I do my rankings, I physically print them out on a piece of paper, or use a spreadsheet in my computer, and I cross out names as I go to keep myself on track of where I would draft guys. Because if you're just drafting randomly, like right now, I'm just drafting randomly,
right.
I would take Pat Freiermuth in my heart because I like Pat Freiermuth. But the smart move, especially when we're not allowed to draft quarterbacks and tight ends, well, we can draft them outside of that selection, but we're not strategically trying to draft them later. We're trying to get them earlier. Darren Waller would be ranked ahead of Pat Freiermuth in my rankings. So the wise decision would be to take Darren Waller and take that pick. He's also 20 picks earlier. So
right.
I was real reaching on Pat Freiermuth, but in most realities, I wouldn't even have taken Darren Waller there. I probably would have went wide receiver and went on from there. But anyway, after that pick, Tyler Lockett, Cam Akers, Javonte Williams, Alvin Kamara, Marquise Hollywood-Brown, Mike Williams finished out the 6th round. Moving into the 7th, you had George Pickens, Rashad White, Deontay Johnson, Brandon Ayuk, Dak Prescott, and Isaiah Pacheco. I feel like Ayuk and Deontay Johnson are very low.
They are.
Yeah. Ayuk was good last year when he was
Ayuk wasn't bad, yeah.
Unhealthy.
I mean, who would you put him over of the other guy? Maybe Drake London, honestly, even though he went way higher.
Possibly.
I don't know. I got my question marks with, especially Deontay. Maybe Ayuk could go higher.
So I'm feeling a little light at the wide receiver position. There is some running backs that I might be able to draft later. So I have to make a decision here. I think Treylon Burks is way too high, considering what he did in Tennessee. I know everyone thinks breakout season, but Tennessee, their passing game sucks. Ryan Tannehill's not good, and
it does blow.
And for us to buy into this is it's not as bad as it normally is, but I don't fully believe in Treylon Burks to be the guy until I visually see it, and that could be dumb on me, and I got to do more research, but I don't know. And then you have a couple of rookie wide receivers here. You have Jahan Dotson, but I think my favorite wide receiver here, because I also could go running back. You have David Montgomery, James Cook, AJ Dillon, Antonio Gibson, some other guys. I think I'm gonna go receiver. I probably should go Christian Kirk. But I don't. They have Calvin Ridley now.
They do.
So I'm not really interested in that. And I don't want to draft a rookie wide receiver yet. So I'm gonna go with Kadarius Toney here at 7-7.
Oh, okay. I don't mind that.
It's a little risky.
Oh, see, unlike you, I actually like. I mean, I don't like the players that much, but I think at that spot, I don't hate Kirk because even though Calvin Ridley's there, he's still a wide receiver too on one of the best, which is so weird to say, but the Jaguars are one of the best offenses in the league. And he was wide receiver 11 last year. So, I think he drops off a little bit, but not enough. And I think Burks, I'm kind of with you because Tennessee blows and that offense is so putrid. But he at least has upside because there's nobody else, dude. If you look up the Titans depth chart, it's Treylon Burks and nobody's.
I know.
So, because they don't have Woods anymore either. So it's literally just Treylon Burks, but he is kind of risky. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I probably would have taken Tony, but I'll take Jordan Addison here. I think he's probably the best rookie wide receiver. And then JSN and Tua. And then I'm gonna go with there he is, Alexander Madison here in the 8th round. I don't think he's gonna stay in the 8th round. I think he's gonna fly up boards a little bit with Dalvin Cook not being there. So
2 Minnesota Vikings in a row.
It is 2 Minnesota Vikings in a row. Yeah, it's kind of gross, but
getting our quarterbacks and tight ends early though forces us to actually make selections of not those guys in the later rounds.
I know it's kind of weird.
I think this one's pretty easy. If I had not taken Tony at pick 7-7, I'm going to take Antonio Gibson here because I don't think he's going to get to me at 9-7, but I was going to take Jahan Dotson at 8-6. I don't mind that. I also do not mind A.J. Dillon in the 8th round either. Packers offense, not sure if it's going to be good or bad, but anyway, Evan Ingram, Jahan Dotson, Anthony Richardson, Brandon Cooks, A.J. Dillon, David Njoku end out the 8th round. Start of the 9th was Brian Robinson, Jameson Williams, Gabe Davis, Juju Smith-Schuster, Rashad Penny, and Mike Thomas. This is getting nasty, my friend.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to take Khalil Herbert.
Okay, there you go.
Let's go running back heavy.
Oh, come on, dude. I just got sniped twice.
Bateman, Quentin Johnson, Zay Flowers. Oh, you're going to go with the Baltimore receiver.
I wanted Bateman, but Flowers was my second choice because I think Odell's a walking injury.
Yeah.
But it's probably for the best because I already have Mike Andrews. Geez, my voice just gave out there. But yeah, it's probably for the best. So I'll take James Williams. He can sit on my bench for the first 6 weeks.
God, you keep doing that.
And then
it's because Jameson Williams is not in the vicinity, so I don't see him.
And then screw you. I'll take our other sleeper running back, Devin Arcane.
That's probably for the best, considering that I was about to take another running back. Dalton Schultz, Cortland Sutton were the turn picks, and then you had Kirk Cousins, Samaje Perine, and Zach Charbonnet. I'm going to take Jacoby Myers here.
Okay.
It's a little high, but whatever.
No, I think that's solid, 10th round.
Because I need some depth at wide receiver at this point. I got nothing. I hate this. This is gross, Rick. Why did you force me to draft quarterbacks and tight ends? Alan Lazard, Cole Kmet, Aaron Rodgers, Daniel Jones, Tyler Algier, Damian Harris, Chig Okonkwo, Elijah Moore, Adam Thielen, Jerick McKinnon, Odell Beckham Jr., and then Elijah Mitchell. I'm going to advise everyone in society not to draft Odell Beckham Jr. How are we feeling about Darnell Mooney?
I don't love it. But in the 11th round, I mean, seeing the wide receivers available, like I don't hate it at the spot. 11th round, I think, is fine for Mooney.
I'm going to go Rondale. I probably should have drafted Darnell Mooney, but...
No, Rondale's not bad. He's going to be probably the wide receiver, too, on the Cardinals. It's just they're not going to have a quarterback, but that might not matter if he's in terms of, like, receptions and stuff.
Dude, Dalton Kincaid's getting drafted at 11-8. What are we doing, guys?
I don't know. Yeah, this is gross, man.
Take Darnell Mooney.
I do think Mooney's probably the best pick at this spot. Mostert and then Russ. Boy, oh boy, this is gross. Let me see if there's somebody.
You scared, bro?
I'm scared.
Yeah, I hate picking 7. This is like I wait so long in between.
I'll give you See, I'm thinking about Greg Dulwich, but it's like I don't really
Dulcich.
need him to just sit on my bench when I took Mark Andrews in the third round.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is our strategy.
He's strictly a backup tight end, who I do like, but I'm gonna go off the board here and just get a guy that I like. No, you know what? I'll go Greg Dulwich. Best player available.
Zay, Zeke Elliott, and Tyler Boyd come off the board.
This is real gross, huh?
I'm going to take Sky Moore. I'm going to go with the Moore brothers here. They're completely unrelated to each other, I believe, but we're going to go with the Moore combo. After that pick, Higbee, Goff,
Why'd you didn't
Wilson,
go Roshan?
Roshan Johnson. I'm trying to fill out the wide receiver room here, guy.
Okay.
Kyler Murray, Kendre Miller, Deonta Foreman, Roshan Johnson, Michael Mayer, Jonathan Mingo, Jalen Hyatt, and Rashee Rice all come off the board. I don't even know, bro.
It's gross, huh? You don't want Laporta?
No, I don't want Sam Laporta. I'm going to take DJ Chark for the lack of options. He is playing with Carolina, and they got a white man who is old as dirt and no one else there.
A rookie receiver, Jonathan Mingo?
Yeah, DJ Chark will probably at least... Yeah,
probably will.
Me
Terrace Marshall breakout?
That's what I was going to say. Terrace Marshall. He's at the bottom.
I'm going to take Hunter Renfrow here. And then this is my last pick. Going off the board, Trey Lance. Just for the upside. I'll take him in the 14th round. And then if he works out, I trade him. If he doesn't, I cut him.
Clyde.
Yuck.
I'd say Clyde. Yeah, grossest pick ever, especially if Dalvin Cook signs. We can't.
You know who I'd take if we had one more round?
Who?
Tyquan.
Oh, Tyquan Thornton?
Yes, sir.
All right. Interesting draft selections here. We had a team over here that drafted Christian McCaffrey first and then said, we're just going to draft all receivers until round 8. And then
the team's not even that bad, though. Those were,
they proceeded
good
to
players.
Draft. Their second running back is Brian Robinson.
That's kind of gross, though.
Another team did the same thing, except they didn't. They drafted Travis Kelce 1. I'll give you an update on that team. 3 wide receivers subsequently, and then they drafted a running back.
That's a 0 RB strat right there from team 2.
Yeah, Rashad White and A.J. Dillon, Jamal Williams, and Tyler Algier.
Yeah,
and Roshan Johnson are the running backs in that squad. And then team 10 over here and team 6 stock in the running back room.
Team 6 is a little much, I think.
Eckler, Henry, Stevenson,
Allen Lazard's your wide receiver 3.
Well, you didn't even have to play. You got 4 running backs.
I guess that's true. You're going to start 4 running backs.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's interesting to see the strategy with the quarterback tight end early. Like I said, usually by the time you reach the later rounds here, you kind of end up in a box where, like, it's okay to draft players late, but a majority of the time, I would say positionally, if you play it smart, you have a better chance of hitting the tight end position between rounds 9 and 12 and the quarterback position, like hitting on those picks, than you would drafting just a random wide receiver. So to me, like, I might draft a quarterback higher because the value of the quarterback is increasing every year. They add more rushing yards to their totals. But like, there's no reason for me to draft a tight end early. Cole Kmet last year was really good, and he's getting drafted in the 10th round. You still have some decent options at the tight end position. I like Chig late, Okwonkwo, when Tennessee doesn't have anyone, like Rick said, to throw the ball to. He's a talented, speedy tight end, so there's some good things there. Dalton Schultz went to Houston. Not a lot of targets in Houston, and they got a new quarterback there, so Stroud can throw the ball to Dalton Schultz as much as he wants, but he's a 9th round pick. And then you also got guys like Pat Freiermuth and Evan Ingram, who I do like in the 8th round. So you don't need to draft a tight end early, really at all. And in the quarterback position, same thing. Like there's guys I like. I know Rick keeps telling me no on Kyler Murray and that he's going to miss half the season, but there's actually no feasible reports about that.
There's
see.
not. There's not. But he did tear his ACL in December.
Yeah. I would doubt that he plays. He's getting a lot of Call of Duty in, though.
Yeah. But even if he plays, he's not going to run.
I would say this draft out of all, like Trey Lance is a guy that is interesting, but there's reports about, what's his name? God, I can't even remember his name.
Darnold?
Brock Purdy.
Oh, Brock Purdy.
Brock Purdy has started his throwing routines.
Uh-oh.
And they've got him on a program right now. And there are reports that he could start week 1. So Trey Lance in San Fran might be dead in the water because they said if he's ready to go, Purdy's starting. So to me, like, that's pretty definitive. And everyone else, like, I'm not really interested in unless you're going with one of those rookie quarterbacks. So like I said, the quarterback situation kind of changed a little bit. Like, I might be drafting one higher.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, in your spot, I don't think you took one in that round, but you had, I think it was the 4th round when you took Sanders. Like, you had Lamar, Herbert, and Fields on the board. Like, I don't know. I mean, and then one of those guys might have failed you in the 5th, but you still ended up with Trevor Lawrence. I still feel like that's early, though. Like, I want to take one in the 6th. That would be my ideal.
I agree. I'm just like, I'm looking in the 6th.
Yeah.
And I'm like, your options are going to be
your top 8 are gone.
Like, Anthony Richardson's way too high. I don't even know if he's going to start, but it's Dak, Deshaun Watson, Tua. Like, you don't have many options after round 5.
Right.
So, very interesting to see that, especially when, like, you're looking at, like, I'm just looking at the quarterback position. 10th round on, right? Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith, Kyler Murray, who's hurt, Jared Goff, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, Trey Lance.
Yep.
Who's on the board left? I won't even say. So, like, to me, like, tight ends, you can wait. Quarterbacks, I think increasingly no. But in your home leagues, like last year, I had Lamar fall to the 7th round because everyone has the same strategy now because people have been preaching it for years. Wait on the quarterback, wait on the tight end. So that might happen again, and you might have lucky. A situation where the quarterback falls till later. But like we're talking, like Rick just said, you get lucky. Is that the game you want to play? Or you just want to get quarterback out of the way early? My problem is the quarterback position's hit or miss. So like, on any given year, any one of these quarterbacks could be QB 5 or 6 or QB 1.
Yeah.
It really just depends on what happens. Like, Lamar could be QB 1 or he could be QB 7. Mahomes could be QB 5 or QB 1. Josh Allen is probably smart of you to take him at 2-2, but like, he's probably the one that I would say is the most consistent. Probably going to finish high. Hurts in the same ballpark, but like, Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, all could have finished anywhere between 1 and 7.
Yep.
So, anyway, long monologue done. How do you feel about quarterback and tight end early, my friend?
No, I agree, especially with quarterbacks. I agree with the tight ends as well. I will say, though, like, even tight ends, dude, after Freiermuth in the 8th round, I feel like it drops. Like, Ingram and Njoku, I'm not excited about. Schultz
Chig
on Houston. Chig maybe. I mean, what 11th round? So I mean, I like that in the 11th round, but even him is like, he could be this year's Albert O, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Full Komet in the 10th round is like, then you're getting to Dalton Kincaid. It's like, I don't know, man. I think the tight end position is really gross too after the 8th round.
You like yourself a little Dolchich over there.
I do a little bit, but if he was any earlier, I wouldn't.
Oh yeah,
like
I agree.
I mean, in the 12th round, I like that because I think he's probably like, I think he could be like a low end tight end one, like tight end 12, range. But I'm not like throwing my pants off for Dolcic.
Yeah, definitely. Agreed. All right. If you want to see our teams, head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/thefantasychampions. I believe that's what it is. I'm not going to recite it on the podcast. So if you're listening on the podcast, head over to YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Double the views. But anyway, there you go. Mock Draft 3.0. We got a 4.0 coming in the next couple weeks, and then July's floating around real quick. It's hovering in the distance. Halfway through July, I get training camp. So excited about that. Anyway, see you next week, guys. Bye.
See you.
Thank you for listening to the Fantasy Champions Podcast. Make sure you subscribe on iTunes and YouTube, and follow us on Twitter @TheFFChamps.